Are we ready? We are live. Excellent. Right. So, I just wanted to come on here today. For many reasons. So, Beltane blessings, everybody. So last night was Walpurgisnacht, and we did our amazing Walpurgisnacht Beltane ritual with a guided meditation, and it was amazing. People loved it. So that will be up on here, I'd say probably by tomorrow, actually. I don't know if I'll get a chance to hang it today. The video's done, I've just got to hang it up. Same with the meditation. So if you're on our mailing list, you will receive that. You'll receive the link for the video and for the meditation, and also for the MeWe Witchcraft group if you wish to join. So that's that. So Beltane blessings all. Okay. The main reason I always come on today. So we do our regular marsh walk on every morning, and we ask for signs from nature, as you do, and so this morning we had a few things that came up from our nature friends, but the best one, and this is so mad, because we'd asked for a message, and what was really mad is we see this crow, and I didn't realise till today it's the same crow every time. How do I know that? Well, this crow, he was flying around, because Murphy likes to chase the crow. The crow never gets caught, obviously, because he's a crow. But Murphy quite enjoys, like playing with the crow. So this crow had flown off, and he'd flown up to, because where we live is right next to the Thames, and there's it's Dartford Creek that comes off the Thames, and there's a large barrier there. Dartford Creek Barrier, I think it's called, something like that. And this crow, he flew off and was doing his crow thing. But normally, when he gives us messages, he'll sit on top of what looks like it looks like a very tall lamppost, but it's not a lamp. I don't know if there's a camera on top of it or something, I don't know. But he normally sits on top of there and then dispenses his wisdom when we ask him questions. And what was interesting about today is that Ian said to him, "So have you got a message for us today?" And he just flew off. Yeah. So what was interesting is that he flew off, and he flew round the barrier, and there was another crow that came in, and I said to him, "Watch that," and he's basically the head crow is dive bombing this other crow. So this other crow, he decides to try and sit on the top of the barrier, like on this other crow's perch. Oh my god. It was amazing to watch, because the boss crow, it's like, "No, this is my perch, you're not having it." And I said to him, there's plenty of space there. Yeah, it's a big installation there. Yeah, but this crow wouldn't have none of it. The infiltrator crow, let's call him that, kept trying to sit on the top, and this the boss crow was doing the maddest things. Yeah, he'd dive bomb it. He would kind of hop along the rail and kind of go, "Oi!" This other crow would fly off, and eventually, after maybe 5 minutes, yeah, the infiltrated crow finally flew away, yeah. And Ian's like, wow, that was a bit mad. I said to Ian, this is the same crow that we see every time, because clearly no other bird is allowed on his perch, yeah. Don't let them nick your perch, yeah. What the fuck do I mean? So, infiltrator crows. Don't let this fear energy infiltrate your being. Don't let it infiltrate your universal love energy. Yeah, don't let it in. And the thing is, if you are resonating at a frequency of universal love, yeah, then that stuff can't get in anyway. It can't. Because that energy of universal love, it's like it creates a barrier. And that universal love energy, what it does, it just pings that stuff back. Or what you can do, and we did this, it was after we got back from our camping trip last year, so that was beginning of August. What we did, because we wanted to carry on the amazing work we'd done while we were camping, pardon me, like high vibration stuff, is we set up an intention, and now and again we go in and we just renew it, but we set up an intention around our home and around ourselves that any of that energy that thinks it can come in, yeah, it gets transmuted into that divine universal love energy, yeah, the bliss energy, if you like, yeah. And an example of this, which is absolutely mad, yeah. Now this was about March. Yeah, this was around March last year, actually. Probably around the end of March, beginning of April, actually, because I think we did that as a live. I think that was a live ritual we did with one of our VIP students. I think that was the one, anyway. Anyway, so I've created this. I'm waffling now, so bear with me. I've created this great banishing ritual. Yeah, it was 2 hours long. Yeah, and it requires you to be physically fit because it's physically demanding. Yeah, this particular ritual. The whole thing is about movement, and there's 3 separate parts of it. And there's one of them where we are. That was during the actual banish. So there's 3 parts, and one of them is the banishing of the old. Yeah. And what was really interesting is during that banishing, yeah, Ian suddenly went over to the. It was like he flew over to the window, and it's like he hit something out of the window. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, something just tried to come in. And it was like a blackness was and I thought he meant like a creature. Well, kind of, I suppose you could say it was a creature, but it was energy, and it was very black, and it tried to come in, yeah, and he whacked it out the window. And you know, the next day is when Boris allegedly went into hospital. And that's also around the time that he was sending out the letters and the text messages. I don't know if you ever got those. Fucking hell, that was outrageous in itself. So why am I telling you that? Yeah, that stuff can't get in. If you do not allow it, if you do not consent to it coming in, it can't come in. It needs your consent. And the video we did, I think it was around March 17th last year. Yeah, well, we called it out for what it was, a spell, a hex. Yeah, in that video, we talk about that because synchronicities all over the place. Yeah. So at the end of 2019, we've been to the British Museum. We've done the occult tour which was one of the Treadwell's events. So we'd been along to this tour, and in this tour, the incredible lady who was doing the tour around the British Museum, she was talking about the library. Yeah, it's in the middle of the strange plaza in the British Museum, and she was talking about this particular film, the name of which has completely escaped me. Oh my god. What's the film called? Can't remember, but it's a very old film, a cult kind of film. And in that film, there's a spell, a hex, that takes place on this one person. Yeah. So we watched this film after going to the British Museum tour. We watched this film. We got it. We watched it, and it was literally days later when this whole shit show started. Yeah. And we both realised at that moment, yes, this is what this is. It's a spell. It's a hex. And the only way it can work is if you exchange that contract. If you say, yes, I am in with this. I'm buying this. It's the only way. Unfortunately, enough people bought it. They bought the t-shirt, they bought the mask, they bought the everything. And, unfortunately then what happens, a thought form then forms and then becomes, if enough people feed it, it then becomes an independent thought form. Yeah, so it acts independently of needing that energy. So that's kind of what we ended up with. But excuse the weird music. So what's interesting about that is that can be flipped, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. We are seeing the waking of many people. We are seeing the realization that going on out there is not what we think it is. Yeah. So unless you give your consent for that to come in, for that energy to come in, it can't. It literally cannot come in. If you do that work, and waking up is kind of a huge part of that. But then continuing to work on letting that shit go that isn't of that universal love vibration. Let that shit go, yeah? And there are many ways to do that. I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but if you are interested in banishing those kind of toxic habits that come from living in fear, if you look below in the description, there's a free offer that we have. We can sign up for a we can sign up for a free self-assessment PDF. So I really wanted to share and I, as soon as the thing with the crow happened, I said to Ian, that's the message. That is the message. Don't let them nick your perch. And he was like, oh, I like that. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to come on and share with you today. So don't let them nick your perch. Don't let the infiltrator crows in. Yeah? Hold your ground. Yeah? And what's interesting is that I saw there's been many videos actually in the past week, and it's I said to Ian, God, it's mad that the march that we went on last Saturday, it was a week ago. It seems like there's a lot more that's happened in that week than just a week. Yeah. Right, what are you doing, doggo? Don't nip me water over. Don't knock me water over. Bye. Dogs, you gotta love them. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I'm planning to come on and talk about the whole thing around the ritual that happened last Saturday. So I'm all over the place, so bear with me. So last Saturday, I didn't see this particular message, but they said to bring sage. I'm like, wow, that's why. And is obvious now when we were thinking about this over the following days. That was a giant cleansing and bringing in, because what sage does, it brings in the positive energy. Yeah, it's not necessarily a banishing herb, but it brings in the positive energy. Okay, so when we walked, it was a circle they walked, because they walked from Hyde Park. Ian could tell you the route. London is a bafflement to me. I don't know where we're going. I just follow the leader. But we did kind of walk a circle, and in that circle was, particular quarters that probably needed a little cleansing, bring in that new energy, she knows. But what was really mad is over the next few days, we were really achy. Like, it's like we'd walked like 100 miles, not 10. And we walk every day. We walk at least 5.5 miles every day. So we're like, blimey, what is? And then we realised that all that sage and the Palo Santo that they were burning, that's a massive cleanse. And the drumming as well. I've never seen so many drums at a protest. Never seen so many drums. So on the next one, we're taking our drums as well. And the energy there was amazing. There's many times marching when I'm like, this is just bliss, absolute bliss. The energy that the people were giving off, and the Schumann resonance spiked during, I think it was during the hours of 2 and 6. The Schumann resonance spiked, and it also spiked yesterday as well. So there's lots of ascension energy. You might be getting symptoms actually. There's lots of that amazing energy coming in at the moment, so be aware of that. Looping back round to Crow. So yeah, that was the message. So I said to Ian, I'm going to have to do a video about this today, because it's so important that you know that you have the power to go, no, that's not coming in. Like with Ian batting that, whatever it was, out the window, it went straight back to Boris. What can I say? It was amazing. So, anything else I want to say? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. Events coming up. I haven't got my phone with me, but I do know Lemuria is coming up, and we're going to be doing some different kind of divination stuff for that. I know we're going to be doing crystal readings, because we already have people say, do crystal readings. Okay, we do crystal readings then. They're mostly on Zoom because it's easier to manage it. Because I don't have anyone managing the chat, unfortunately, on YouTube, and we do tend to get the crazy trolls shouting weird shit. That's up to them, but I don't. Yeah. So Zoom is the place where we do that kind of stuff. What else we got? There's Healing Circle will be on the last Monday of May, which should probably be a May Day actually, which is interesting. What else have we got? There's Apollo's Day. I'm not sure what we're going to do for that yet, and we got the moons in between. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss any of our if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our events, then what you can do is, if you sign up for any of our things in the description below, you do also get our events sent to you as well. Yeah. So Go and check out the links below. We also run courses, they're below as well. We're also on BitChute and Odyssey, so this will be up on there as well. So yeah, come and see what we do, and we will see you around and about. Until then, I'm going to say be fearless and stay